All right. Once you see this, you'll see competitive games differently.
You know what's kind of weird? When someone asks what kind of games do you like, most people struggle to answer. You say tactical shooters, and they respond, oh, so you must like Counter-Strike, Valorant, and Rainbow Six Siege. And
Right?
you say, actually only Counter-Strike. You say strategy games, and someone recommends you Civilization, when you wanted something more like Hearthstone. Game genres are kind of broken. But I think there's a better way to think about this. And it's a much simpler way to look at games. And once you see it, you'll see games much more differently. But let's start somewhere everyone can agree. Every game has something that separates the good players from the bad ones. Sometimes it's pure skill.
Rocket League?
Your reflexes, your aim, your timing. Sometimes it's information. Knowing things the
CS?
other
I've never
person
played CS,
doesn't.
man. I gotta play CS.
Sometimes it's something harder to name.
Looks fun.
The mental side. Reading people, managing randomness, and adapting on the fly. These aren't just different skills, they are fundamentally different kinds of gameplay, and most games mix them together in different amounts. So let me give you 3 words. Micro, meso, macro.
Micro, meso, macro.
Now here's where it gets interesting, and a little uncomfortable. What if I told you the clearest way to understand what a game is actually testing is to think about how you'd cheat in it? If you wanted to completely
What?
break a game
Really?
to make it trivially easy, what cheat would you use? The answer to that question tells you more about a game than any genre label ever could. So let's put this to the test. What is micro? Micro is the execution layer. It's
Okay.
your aim, your timing, your movement, your muscle memory. An example of a
Shout out Peter Rock. Yeah, definitely aim. Aim is the hardest, I would say. Because I feel like aim is the core fundamental that you need for every single game. It's every single game that you need aim. You always need it. In CS, you need it. Even though I've never played it, but I know you need it in CS. It's the only fundamental in CS, or one of the only fundamentals in CS. In Valorant, it's one of the only fundamentals, other than your abilities, or not really fundamentals, but like skills that you need. Your aim. Rainbow is the same thing. Rainbow Six Siege is the same thing, and Fortnite as well. If you can't aim, you can't play. You know.
micro cheat looks like an aimbot.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect inputs
Oh.
every single
Oh.
time. If a game can be broken by perfect
Nah,
execution,
chat. This game is so difficult. This game is so hard. I don't know if people play this game. It's hard. I personally can't. I don't know how. I do a little like clicking and dragging and click and drag, click, drag, click, drag, drag, click, click, drag. I don't understand it. That's so weird. Like I don't know. It's weird.
that's a micro game. Osu,
Okay.
Geometry Dash, Aim Trainers, and Tetris are
Oh,
a few
Geometry Dash,
examples.
love it.
You can cheat in Osu with
Goated.
perfect cursor tracking. You can cheat in
Osu.
Geometry Dash with perfect jumps.
Okay.
These are execution cheats, and you can feel the microness when you play them.
Micro.
Meso is the probability layer, the place where mind games exist. You're reacting to the unpredictable nature of people, not mechanics.
This game's fun too.
A
Got
meso
try.
cheat looks like stream sniping, knowing someone's
Damn.
habits before they show them, reading cooldowns,
Can we go back to that real quick, chat?
unpredictable nature of people, not mechanics. A meso cheat
How many people are in this
looks
clip,
like
man?
stream
Oh my gosh. Yo, Fortnite needs to do something about stream sniping. This is wild, bro. Look how many people are stream sniping jinxing this. This is insane. There's at least 25 to 60 people here.
sniping, knowing someone's habits before they show them, reading cooldowns, seeing things you shouldn't see
Never
yet.
played League.
The best example for the purest meso game is rock, paper, scissors. There's zero execution
Chat, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a goat at rock, paper, scissors. I'm a goat at it. Bro, my brain just thinks differently, man. It just thinks differently. It thinks so much differently. You go rock, I go paper. You go scissors, I go, bro. It's mental, bro. Mental. Yeah, Rock Paper Scissors is definitely one of those games that you need basically get in somebody's head for it to win. You need it. You need to.
Skill. It's entirely mental and probability. Among Us also runs on Meso, so does Liar's Bar. Even the stock market is built around this layer. If you wanted to cheat in Among Us, you'd stream snipe to know who the imposter is. If you wanted to cheat in stocks, you'd insider trade. Notice how none of these cheats involve executing anything better. They involve
mind
knowing
games.
something you
So
shouldn't.
Meso mind games.
Macro is the system's layer. It's your routing, your resource management, and your win condition. You can think of it like the mathematically
Peek,
correct
peek,
way
peek.
of winning the game.
Chess,
A
man.
macro cheat looks like a chess engine, economy automation, or you can imagine like a perfect coach telling you exactly what to do.
Dante's coaching Jinxie.
Dang it. We need to let our team know what's up.
Pure macro games are almost mathematical puzzles. Think Factorio, Polybridge, Connect 4, Tic-Tac-Toe. Once you find the optimal solution, the game is solved.
Okay.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Most games aren't just one of these, they're combinations of them. And the combination tells you everything about what kind of game it is. So let's look at micro plus macro. These tend to be single-player precision games. You need to know the optimal solution and execute it fast. Think Rubik's Cube speedrunning, Mario
Whoa. What did he just do?
player precision games. You need to know the optimal solution.
Bro,
and
no, he can't.
execute
No.
it
That
fast.
Rubik's Cube is crazy. No.
Rubik's Cube speedrunning, Mario 64,
Bro, what?
Jump King, and getting over it.
Nah, getting
If
over
you
it,
were to
bro.
have a perfect micro cheat in Elden Ring,
What
you'd
even
have
is that? I
perfect
got-
dodges. But if you were to have a
what?
perfect macro cheat, you'd use the mathematically optimal build. But there's one weird multiplayer outlier here. 8-ball pool. There's a mathematically optimal shot, and then there's the skill of actually hitting it. So even though it is player versus player, the room for mind games doesn't really exist. And I
Yeah.
think it's a rare exception. Next, let's look at Micro plus Meso. This is PvP skill expression games. These tend to be your fighting games.
Street Fighter.
Tekken, Smash Bros, Brawlhalla. Your skill matters, and reading your opponent matters. But also you have some other examples
Oh,
like
Mario Kart.
like the micro of driving, and the meso of random items and unpredictable opponents. We even
So
see
meso
some
is
unique games
unpredictable,
like
and then-
Tetris 99.
Yep.
The original Tetris is pure micro, but Tetris 99 also involves meso, because now you're managing who to send the garbage to. You also have physics-based PvP, like Fall Guys and Gang Beasts, which also fits into micro plus meso. The next one is meso plus macro. These are the mind and math games. Think Hearthstone, TFT, Pokemon VGC, and Battleship. Now, chess is theoretically a pure macro game, but at the human level, there's a massive meso component. You're optimizing for your specific opponent's habits. That's why studying opponent matters in high-level chess. And then there are some weird outliers. Balatro
What
is
is
a
Balatro?
single-player game, but it's also meso-macro because the RNG of the card combines with the math of maximizing your hand. You're not executing anything difficult, but you have to pick and choose your cards wisely, and
Net-
play to their biggest
Better
strength.
cards are card games, man.
Phasmophobia is also a weird game that fits into meso-macro. It's a co-op game, but it fits here because you're deducing a ghost using evidence, which is macro, while the ghost behavior has RNG, meso. Although I suspect non-PvP meso-macro games slowly converge towards pure macro over time. Once players fully map the RNG, it stops feeling uncertain and becomes a speedrun problem. And then there's the middle, all three overlapping. This is
Yeah.
where the biggest competitive games live. League of Legends, Dota 2, CS2, Valorant, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, Rocket League, Apex, Rainbow Six, World of Warcraft. But here's the thing,
Where's
they're
Fortnite, bro?
not all the same balance.
Hey, where's Fortnite, man?
And the cheat test tells
The
you
heck?
how exactly they differ. So let's use Counter-Strike as an example. Can aimbot win a game of CS completely alone?
No.
Almost certainly yes.
What?
If you never miss, most duels are over before they start. That makes micro extremely high in CS2. But what about X-Ray, seeing through walls? Pros have done experiments with 1 player with X-Ray versus 5 without X-Ray. The 5 still usually win, but the X-Ray player takes rounds they have no business taking. This makes Mezzo very high in CS2 too, which means Macro, the strategic layer, is relatively the lowest. CS isn't a...
But can't you theoretically play somebody that has walls or just aimbot in general in CS? Play a great peak and then they'll just die. I know they have walls, but theoretically, like I feel like top level players can beat, cheaters. Like I think genuinely in CS they can, regardless of if they have cheats or not. I feel like they definitely could. Like there's just no way they can. Like I understand that peaks is everything in CS, and aim is as well. But if you play, if you and your team play strategically to the point where the guy can't do anything, the cheater can't do anything, it's a win. You know what I mean?
About
So.
long-term economy optimization the way MOBAs are. The rounds are short and the execution is everything.
Look at this setup.
But let's try this test with Overwatch. And right away we see a unique case, because the answer actually depends on your role. But since it varies so heavily by character and roles, I decided to ask someone who knows about Overwatch way better than I do.
Who?
So if you compare all 3 like
Fender.
maxed out versions of the perfect version of it, like a cheat version of it, which one would have like the highest win rate and how would the distribution be?
I would just say support is more macro heavy, DPS is more micro heavy, and then tank is more meso heavy.
Oh, okay.
Also, the way that it works is you have offense, defense, and control.
Yep.
Control refers to like map control. Offense refers to offensive options. Defense refers to defensive options. And if you a character's mixture or like kind of design links to this concept of offense, defense, and control. Tanks tend to depend on more control. Supports more defense. DPS more offense. And if you actually like dissect each individual hero, they will have different like varying levels or varying focuses on offense, defense, or control.
So I'm thinking about it like this, right? If you were to give each role 1 cheat, you would give aimbot to DPS, and
Of course, yeah. Makes sense.
tank you would give the ability to see enemy cooldowns as a perfect cheat, right? And for supports, you would have a coach or an engine, perfect coach.
Yes, that's perfect. That's exactly perfect. And also, especially in Overwatch, because it's 5v5, because you only have 1 tank. Like if you can win every duel as a tank, that's kind of like a free win for your team.
But what about Apex? Apex sits remarkably balanced across all 3.
Chat, I will come here and say this as somebody who's been playing Apex for a little while now, right? Apex is so difficult. You need all of these. You need micro, meso, and macro. Your aim has to be flawless. Your strategies have to be flawless. And your, like the mental side of things needs to be flawless as well. Apex is one of the hardest, if not the hardest game. I don't think the hardest, but one of the hardest for sure. There's no doubt about it. It's so difficult because you need to be flawless in all of them. And looting as well.
If you think about which player is most likely to win, a guy with perfect aimbot, a guy with perfect wall hacks, or a guy with perfect ring knowledge?
It's tough because aimbot will get you so far in Apex. You can have aimbot, but still get fried by a stack and die. It's a battle royale game. It doesn't matter. You don't win you don't have a 100% win rate with aimbot. So I'm not gonna say aimbot. Most likely to win. Wall hacks. Cooldown info on wall hacks is tough. I would have to say it's between wall hack cooldown and ring position. If I had to pick one, I would say wall hacks, because you know where people are, so you know how to rotate, right? You know how to rotate, and you know their cooldowns. So if like, I don't know, if who's a good dude, Apex, think. So like if Wraith, right, uses her portal, and she goes across town, right, or the Zippy dude, forgot his name, Pathfinder, if he uses his ult, or if Maggie uses her ult and cooldown, and they're all on cooldown, you know when to rotate, and you know what to rotate on. Like if Wraith uses it, you can counter it with like an octane pad. You can just jump on it with an octane pad wherever they're going, right? The cooldown info as well, because you can also chase Wraith when she goes into her phase mode. Same thing with like Gibby, like Gibraltar, when he has his cooldown on his shield, you know when it is. His thing falls, and there you go. You kill him. You get him. So that's a free elimination. But let's see what he says.
All 3 actually has a pretty good chance of winning the game.
Really?
If you have aimbot, you can easily kill anyone rotating, but any
I don't know,
close range
man.
fight will tend to go either way. But with perfect wall hacks, you can use your nades and abilities to take a team
Right?
down.
No, that's right.
But you'll still lose to
I don't
someone
know.
with good ring positioning.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say
even
yeah.
with perfect ring information, you could still easily die to someone who wants to contest that position. But let's test this in a really unique game.
Fortnite.
Rocket League. I asked Pro Rocket League coach Luke on his answer to this thought experiment, and this was his response. Basically, perfect micro or perfect mechanics in Rocket League would be defined as taking the ball from point A to point B as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Like how in a first-person shooter, aimbot moves the crosshair to the target as quickly and as efficiently as possible. For Rocket League, smarts cannot make up for the fact that a
Yeah,
more
man, so
mechanical
Rocket
person
League is
can
so
just take the
difficult,
ball
man.
to the open net
Cheating on
far
Rocket League
more
is
than
pointless.
someone with less mechanics. This makes Rocket League heavily micro-dominant. But after micro being the most
Mechanics.
dominant, he put macro second and meso last. This is because even if perfect meso allows you to hear enemy comms or see enemy boost, doesn't change the fact that all information in Rocket League is able to be known at all times. And for how fast-paced the game is at the highest level, listening to a perfect coach verbatim would be better over hearing enemy comms or seeing enemy boost. Also, the closest thing to perfect micro in Rocket League is the AI bots. I came across footage of 3 semi-pro players versing 3 of the best Rocket League AI.
Crap, and you're
What? Nah, bro.
And the 3 AI bot were able to win comfortably.
That's insane, bro.
So here's what this framework actually gives you. It helps classify
So. Okay.
games, but it also helps understand yourself as a player. I noticed something when I looked at which games I genuinely enjoy. I gravitate toward games in the middle,
So
the
do
full
I,
micro,
wow.
meso, macro cluster, and toward pure micro and pure macro, but I don't really enjoy micro macro games. Speedrunning doesn't scratch the right itch for me.
Yeah,
And
me
when I
too.
looked at why, it mapped exactly. In Apex, I'd argue I aim pretty well and have
Mm-hmm.
respectable movement. I'd say I also have a solid understanding of rotations and ring positioning, but I tend to tunnel vision in close quarter fights,
Yep, I have the same
specifically
problem.
when we're in the same building. So I tend to miss meso reads when the pressure is high.
Mhm.
And this exactly
It
explains
happens.
the gap in my game. Because here's the real insight. Every player has a natural lean. Some people are micro players. They grind mechanics obsessively, and they want the skill gap to feel fair. Some people are meso players. They love reading people, and they thrive in the chaos of PvP randomness. Like we even see a common cluster of people who play Among Us, GTA RP, luck-based games like gambling, along with many other party games.
Yes.
And then we also see that some players are macro players. They love efficiency, they draw routes on maps, they think about the game between games more than during it. And most of us are a mix, but not an equal mix. The games that frustrate you the most, they're probably demanding something your brain doesn't naturally give. The games you keep coming back to, they're probably rewarding the part of you that already runs at full power. Genre labels never told you any of this. Action RPG doesn't tell you whether you'll be grinding execution, reading opponents, or solving systems. It just tells you there's a sword and a level bar.
Yeah.
And maybe more importantly, you can stop blaming yourself when a game doesn't click. Cause maybe the games are testing things you haven't built yet. In my case, it's the underdevelopment of meso. And that's the 3 dimensions of games: micro, meso, macro. Every game.
Chat, I'm not gonna lie, I probably like fall around the middle, honestly. Because I play Fortnite, right? I play COD. I play League, or I don't play League, but I play Apex. I don't think I've played any other games, bro. I play Rivals as well. But I also like Dash. I like Geometry Dash. I run some Aim Lab from there and then. Subway Surfers is always cool. I think this right here and then this over here is what I would like. Cause I don't like Among Us. I don't like GTA RP. Hello Neighbor and like these games. I like story games though, for sure. But I don't think that happened here, right? I don't really play any of these games either, or these games here, or these here, or these here. I play like this and this right here. Everything else I don't play at all. That's a great way of putting it, honestly. Because now it gets you thinking, right? So like, you have let's say you have friends, right? Your friends are different from you because like let's say you play Fortnite, right? But your boy loves Among Us and loves GTA RP. It's like it's wild because this guy likes Meso, so it's more like mind control games. Like, oh, you can if I do this to this guy, he thinks I did this, and then blah 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 like Among Us. But then for me, right, it would be like Fortnite, where it's mechanics, strategy, and also mechanics, strategy, and mental, which is I love all three. And I feel like the micro is why I would transition from here to here because I love Geometry Dash. Yeah.
Lives somewhere inside them. And now that you know where to look, you'll never see a game the same way again.
Wow. Great video by Cernex. Everybody go follow Cernex, man. Great vid, great vid. That was